Sometimes there comes a point in a conversation where we have to own our truth, who we are, and sit authentically in ourselves. And that has been one of the biggest challenges of my life, especially with parenting, because I co-authored a book on how to raise a happy child and be happy too. I come into new friendships and new situations, and when they ask me what I do or what I've done, I just kind of want to not say anything, because I often feel like people feel like I might judge them, or I might tell them what to do, or I might be thinking something they should be doing better than that which they are. And these are all stories I say in my head. It could or could not be true. I don't know. I'm not in their head. But I was with a new friend today, a new family that we met, and our sons get along really well. So we went over to their house to hang out. And the question came up, and every fiber of my being was like, just lie, just lie, just tell her that like you're not doing anything right now. And I couldn't not say who I was. And I said, well, I'm a lot of things, but I authored a book on parenting and one on talking to family members that had passed on, and I do business consulting, and I kind of told her everything. But I had this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't think that I'm judging her for anything as a mother, because what I have realized is that being a mom is one of the hardest jobs I've ever had in my, actually, it's going to go down in history as the hardest thing I've ever done. Because there's so much stuff that bubbles up for me personally through my experiences with my son that I am still working through and healing as a human being, and doing it right alongside a little guy that I'm trying to help avoid all of the stuff that I've been through. So I had this moment with her where I saw the look in her eye, and I was like, please, please, please don't think I'm judging you in any way, shape, or form ever. And not for any circumstance in particular, but just in general, like, because I have gone through a lot of experiences as a mom being judged. And let me tell you, I write about this in both of my books, actually, and blogs, everything, about being bullied for being overweight all my life. And there is nothing that hits harder than being told that you're a terrible mother, or your child is doing something and is going to be a terrible person. I've had so many people say so many terrible things. And thankfully, I've had enough experience in my life to know different and to truly know who I am as a human being. But I often wonder, for those that haven't had the experiences that I've had, do they take those comments to heart? Do they take them as truth? And so as much as I wanted to say to my new friend, oh, I don't do anything, nothing, nope, I'm all good, I did take it and own it, because I want to be that voice out there that says, we need to stop this. We need to stop looking at each other through judgment eyes. And we need to start looking at each other through our hearts and through love, and not really knowing what any of us are going through. We don't know the stories that people have and are experiencing with themselves, with their children, with their spouse, with their family. Many people don't know the story of all the people that had passed away in a short amount of time in my life. Many people don't know the infertility we went through and the miscarriages that we lost all of our babies, and finally having Jacob come into our lives. People don't know our stories, so we need to set the judgment down on each other. We need to just set it down, because we don't know each other's stories. And I promise you, if you heard my whole story, if you heard my son's story, you would think differently about passing judgment on anyone or anything that we do. I promise that. And I often think that for other people, when that slight little thing comes up in me, when I see a mom at the grocery store, whooping her baby, whatever, like yelling, screaming, whatever, name it. I always think in my heart, like, how can I help? Because there have been times where I have been in a space where I could have done things that I wouldn't want to do. And I have been around children long enough, after working with over 30,000 kids, you become trained into stopping emotions before they get too far. But what I do know for sure is there's a lot of people that have not had the training and have not had the experience that I've had, and that are doing their very best. So, and those that aren't, in our opinion, doing their very best, how can we help them instead of judge them? So next time you see somebody that's doing something that you don't really agree with, how can I help them? How can I send them love? How can I help them? How can I say something, do something, be something, smile, know that it's okay? You know, when the kid's throwing a temper tantrum in the middle of Target and the mom is freaking out, and I look at her and say, you know what, I wish I could lay on the floor and throw that kind of temper tantrum like that, and we laugh. Because judging, it doesn't feel good. It didn't feel good when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 17, 22 years old. And it doesn't feel good now as a 40-something mom. So let's just take the judgment, let's set it down and see each other in our greatness. And when we see each other struggling, let's stop and ask, can I help you? Know that I'm here for you. I've been there. I haven't been there, but I'm happy to help, whatever. Let's set the judgment down and start looking at each other through the eyes of love and having that conversation that matters, because conversations that matter change everything. Conversations rooted in love change everything. I hope you guys have a beautiful night. I'm going to bed because it was a kid day. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.